Hello, everyone, and I welcome you all at SVAR Talk Show. I'm Amit Sharma, CEO at SVAR Media Network. In the world of luxury and jewelry, we often talk about craftsmanship. Traditionally, that means that hands-on goldsmith. Today, the definition has extended to include the digital craftsmanship of code, augmented reality, and seamless consumer journeys. As brand move from local counters to global screens, the technology powering that transition has become the new backbone of our industry. To help us decode these evolutions, I'm thrilled to welcome Mr. Anant, Head of Global Sales, Digital Transformation Services at Embitel. Embitel is a powerhouse in digital commerce space and a proud member of Volkswagen Group. Anant sits at an interaction of global sales strategies, cutting-edge tech implementations, helping heritage brands to modernize for the first digital world. Anant, it's a pleasure to have you here to share your insights on how technology is redefining the sparkle in the jewelry business. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amit, and thank you for the lovely introduction.
Anant, to begin with, you've been part of Volkswagen Group. So Volkswagen is known for its strong commitment to quality and innovations. How does being a part of such global automotive giant influence Embitel internal culture and approach to excellence?
Absolutely, Amit. Being part of the Volkswagen family genuinely changes the way you show up to work every single day. And I'll be honest, you are associated with such brand like a German pioneer, Volkswagen. Average is definitely no longer an option for you. You have a very huge responsibility on your shoulder to not only maintain that legacy but also raising the bar every single day. So certifications like ISOs and CMMIs or TISEX,
Right.
which is a mandate for this industry. In day out. According to me, it's a basic hygiene. Any enterprise level company within a scale and operations of Embitel definitely must have all these certifications and accolades with them. I was reading an article from our CEO Sharad. We talked about how we can basically evolve ourselves in a GCC and a GCC journey. So when you talk about not just creating the softwares or business applications for solving a purpose, also about creating a build, operate, transfer model, which is called a GCC, a giant unit at the offshore, which takes care of the daily operations of the client. Now we're going one step ahead. For Volkswagen, we are building a GCC plus model, creating a third-party business revenue generating line.
Anant, in today's digital first marketplace, it's become increasingly impractical for many brands to maintain extensive brick and mortar footprints. When we talk about technological enablers like Embeddle, they have the potential to bridge this gap by expanding reach and deepening engagement. How can Embeddle digital solutions help gems and jewelry brands in India to connect more meaningfully with the consumers, enhance the personalizations, also timely drive higher conversion rates in an increasingly competitive environment?
Again, great question, Amit. Honestly, I love this term called technological enablers. Honestly speaking, we don't call ourselves a technology enabler in this field. We are in the business of creating experiences. And talk about experiences, it's all about the next generation customer experiences. And I'm sure that you agree with me that the fact in today's highly competitive world is people don't buy products or services because all of this is commoditized, right?
Yes.
What they're actually interested in is the experiences that set them apart. That is what setting Embedded also apart from their competition. So when you talk about digital transformation services, it's not just about building platforms or shiny apps or omnichannel commerce ecosystem across all touch points. It's all about understanding and redesigning that meaningful journey, personalized for them so that they feel connected with the brand. And of course, technology has a very important play here because in jewelry, you still see a fun fact. It's 90% offline, 10% online. But still that 10% offline has created a havoc in the digital space. Before someone walks into the showroom, he's already done his research, what he wants to buy, where he wants to buy from, what sort of questions he will have. He's 60% to the journey, right? And 40% he has to live in the store. In this space, it is our job to use data, analytics, CDP, artificial intelligence driven personalization to help brands understand the customer intent and behavior before they walk into the showroom.
Makes sense, yes.
And then the recommendation part comes. which is all about real-time personalization and all. So we use these, areas of data analytics and AI to stitch this journey so that when they enter into the showroom is less because the store manager is already aware that this is the persona of the guy and this is what he's looking for. That's where the conversion happens.
Certainly, fair enough, Anant. When we talk about we are living in an era where every brand wants to go digital. What differentiation that Embitel approach is building to craft this meaningful and scalable digital ecosystems?
Again, very relevant questions in the context of jewelry. Today, everyone say that we are digital, we have a website, and then just putting a catalog online doesn't mean you're digital. You should know if you have a website, what is customer actually doing on the website? How is his journey looking like? At what stage the customer feel disinterested? What are the reasons for cart abandonment? How can we create more conversions online? Or how can we create a value for nearby store? So we have a very good store locator app, which not only help find the store nearby you, but also collects a lot of data about the customers. And that's the magic here. I mean, before the customer walks into the showroom, the guy exactly knows his preferences, his choice, his budget, his questions that he might ask. So he's well prepared. And then the customer journey is more relevant and personalized. And trust me, jewelry buying is not just a simple transaction. Just to add more context to it, it's a tradition, sometimes emotions, sometimes negotiations, sometimes even family politics, because you're buying a high value item and you need to take sign off from all the members of your family, like in-laws or parents, who's not, right? It's a matter of trust and pride. And in India, of course, where buying is always emotional. Even if you buy a scooty, we do puja and all. So even if you make the most amazing UI UX of your website to create the next level experience for your online storefront, the journey will always be completed on the store. The family has to sit in front of a guy who's selling them jewelry since last 30 years. He is giving them idea about what to wear, what not to wear. It always completes on with a cup of chai and assurance from the uncle that don't worry, beta, go for it. It's BIS certified and all.
Great. And Anant, from your perspective, what unique challenges and opportunity does jewelry industry holistically present for a digital transformation for a company like Embitel?
See, jewelry is a very fascinating category to work with. In fact, a lot of new startups which are in small scale operations in South and North part. And also in the imitation jewelry space. And here's a fun fact, for whatever digitalization you do, whatever you do to make it online storefront, as I said, the journey is still 90:10. 90 is offline and 10 is online. The first challenge, I already highlighted that, the journey will always be completed offline. They will live this 70% part online, but the completion 30% will actually happen offline only, with that reassurance that I just talked about. And then of course, jewelry is an item with a lot of SKUs complexity. It's a very complex data which is linked to a dynamic pricing raw material, which is gold and silver. Omnichannel behavior, because today's customer is very smart. They would go online for discoverability and then go offline to to have a look and feel, and then go online to have some discounts, and then again go offline to have reassurance. So it's a shift that consumer does. that is why you need to be very, very smart
about
in giving one experiences across all touch points. And that's what we call omni-channel personalized commerce for most of our brands that we work with. And of course, it's a legacy operations. You see, it's a very unorganized market where all the legacy players with 100 years of experience are running their shops nonchalantly without even a single storefront. So you need to compete with them. You need to compete with the trust they have created over the generations of the same customer base. All these compliances like hallmarking, authenticity, certifications, transparency, that is a given thing. That is something you have to maintain consistently on all your omnichannel touch points, because it's a matter of trust.
And Anand, last question to you is, how does Embitel envisions the balance between the digital intelligence and human intuitions in the future of design and decision making?
Again, a very interesting question, and that's somehow related to a concept of digital twin in the space of artificial intelligence, if you see that ways. And that reminds me something that someone said in a conference last year, and it really stayed with me when I respond to this question. Is that you shouldn't be afraid of AI, but should be afraid of the people who are using AI. AI is definitely a servant for us if we are using it strategically.
True.
To put it in a different way, in Embitel, we don't see the future of design and decision making as a battle between these two, like a human and AI. It's like a perfectly choreographed Bollywood dance sequence where AI is basically helping you with steps, timings, and precisions, and definitely human is required to bring that emotions, expressions, and the overall magic into the script. Trust me, if you use AI this way, the fear of AI, that AI will replace human, there'll be so much of job loss. Just to help us as a patient assistant, something that a human does, like a mundane task, without taking breaks. So they're having to do it nonchalantly even before you finish your first coffee of the day. AI has to be used strategically with human, and human cannot be the human judgment. The human creativity cannot be replaced by any AI. Is what I feel.
Certainly, and well said, Anand, on this. Um, this has been very incredibly enlightening conversation with you, and it's very clear that while the jewelry industry is built for centuries of traditions, its future has been written in the language of digital innovation now. Your insights today have shown us the technology, whether AI or the precision engineering mindsets of Volkswagen Group, isn't here to replace human touch of the jeweler. Instead, it's here to amplify it, making the luxury experience more accessible, personalized, and scalable ever than before. Thank you so much for joining us at SVAR Talk Show and giving us our audience a glimpse of this digital engine powering the next generation of retail. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Amit, for having me here.